Ahead on the CFL Report, it's the Lions and the Blue Bombers in the Grey Cup in Ottawa. A night of stars at the 1988 Shenley Award. And Leaf and Marty go head-to-head one last time. The CFL Report, brought to you by Foster's Lager, the Golden Throat Chama. Hi, everyone. Welcome to Ottawa and the CFL Report. In the big game for the big office in this building behind us, it was the East over the West on Monday, with Mulrooney from Baie-Comeau beating Turner from Vancouver Quadra. Is that an omen for Sunday in the Grey Cup?
Well, I don't know, John. I think what it really tells me, though, is you can never believe the polls or the experts like Marty Adler and myself. You know, we've been wrong this year, too, but it's a great victory for Brian Mulrooney and a majority government.
The BC Lions will be favored on Sunday afternoon, but this is going to be a very, very good football game.
Well, I think the Winnipeg Blue Bombers are an underrated football team, and the Toronto Argonauts found out last week they took them far too lightly and, of course, lost. And I'm sure that'll be imperative in the BC Lions' preparation this week is not to take Winnipeg lightly because they got a tremendous defense. And although BC Lions will be favored and are on a huge roll, they're going to be in for a handful.
Winnipeg Blue Bombers were on a roll last Sunday as they advanced to the Grey Cup with a convincing win over the Argonauts.
The Blue Bombers came out with a short passing attack, and Sean Salisbury had success moving the ball against the tough Argo defense. Winnipeg's first drive ended with a short Trevor Kennard field goal, and the Bombers led 3-0. Winnipeg then benefited from a big play in the final few seconds of the first quarter. Salisbury lofts the bomb, and James Murphy makes the circus catch to put the Blue Bombers in great scoring position once again. Tony Johns scores the touchdown on the first play of the second quarter, and the Blue Bombers held a surprising 11-0 lead at this point. The Argo offense, meanwhile, sputtering in the cold, wet weather at Exhibition Stadium. Gilbert Renfro managed only 3 first downs and 81 yards in offense in the entire first half. Winnipeg had an excellent chance to add to the lead before the half ended, but the Argo defense came up with a great goal line stand, stopping the Bombers on 3 plays from inside the 3-yard line. Winnipeg had to be content with an 11-3 halftime lead. But the Blue Bombers delivered the knockout blow early in the third quarter. Rod Hill blocked a Hank Olisic punt, recovered it himself for the easy touchdown. Winnipeg on top. It's now 18-3. The Argos, though, made it close with the benefit of a pass interference call in the end zone later in the third quarter. Lorenzo Graham plunged over from 1 yard out to cut Winnipeg's lead to only 7. But the Bombers answered with 3 Trevor Kennard field goals in the final quarter to put the game out of reach. Make the final in the Eastern Final. Winnipeg 27, Toronto 11.
We felt like we had to play a perfect game against the Argos. They're a great team, and we had to really get ready to play mentally and physically, and we felt like that's what we had to do. Fumbles, turnovers, penalties, we had to eliminate them if we wanted to win. And that's what it took to win. That's what it took to beat a team like that. They didn't win 14 games by accident.
Let's give credit where credit is due. Winnipeg came out and they kicked their ass. It's as ironic as it happened last year, and we went out there and we won. So, I mean, that's all you can say.
And as a result, the Blue Bombers are the first 500 football team to make it to the Grey Cup. A bit of an upset in the Western Division final in one sense. The Lions had never beaten the Eskimos in a playoff game, and that goes back to 1954.
But, John, you know, they're just playing outstanding football, and so many times, you know, you try and get your team zeroed in at the latter part of the season to have all facets of your game going, but sometimes it doesn't work. In the case of the BC Lions, last Sunday afternoon at Commonwealth Stadium, everything was working.
The Lions spotted the Eskimos an early 3-0 lead before striking quickly with the big play. Matt Dunnigan feathered a pass to Tony Cherry, and the tiny running back turned on the Jets. 73-yard pass and run, touchdown. BC led 7-3. Edmonton, though, answered with a long drive to regain the lead. Tracy Ham surprised BC by hitting Brett the Toaster Williams on the tackle-eligible play, and the Eskimos led it 10-7. The pendulum swung back to the Lions. Early second quarter. Dunnigan scampers into the end zone on a 3-yard bootleg, and the Lions were on top now, 17-11. The Eskimos move inside the Lions' 20-yard line on a couple of occasions late in the first half, but came away with only 4 points to show for their effort. BC led 17-15 halftime. The Lions, though, blew the game open with 2 touchdowns late in the fourth. Dunnigan hit David Williams for a 6-yard major. BC led it 27-19. Then, less than 5 minutes later, Dunnigan went to work again. This time he connects with Eric Streeter, 18-yard touchdown, and the Lions are headed to Ottawa. Final, 37-19, BC on top.
Oh, yeah, we had opportunities all night, and, you know, we just didn't take advantage of them. I just thought that, you know, we played a good football team tonight, and when you play a good football team, you got to be able to take advantage of the mistakes that they make. You got to capitalize. And, you know, I thought we moved the ball up and down the field, and when we had chances to get the majors, we didn't.
We thought it was going to be a tough game, and it absolutely was. They came out on an emotional high, and they brought a lot of physical contact to this football game tonight. I know they're not feeling very good about it right now, but that's a football team. I'll be pretty proud of the way that they came from where they were the last time we played until this time.
And now back to the Foster Stars of last week in the playoffs. We could have chosen any member of the Winnipeg Blue Bombers defense, but we had to settle for just one.
Cornerback Rod Hill of the Winnipeg Blue Bombers earns this week's award for his performance against the Toronto Argonauts. Hill's big block of a Toronto punt and a recovery for the touchdown early in the third quarter put the Blue Bombers in front to stay. Hill capped off a great afternoon with a big interception early in the final quarter to snuff out a potential Argo rally. And that performance was good enough to earn Rod Hill the Foster's Star of the Week. Our award for the top Canadian performance goes to Scott Leckie of the BC Lions. Leckie made only one catch against the Eskimos, but it turned out to be the biggest play of the afternoon as it set up the Lions for an important fourth quarter touchdown. Scott Leckie earns the Canadian Star of the Week in the CFL.
It's been just a terrific week for the Prime Minister as well. The big election victory, of course, in the Grey Cup in Ottawa this weekend. One slight problem. Marty Adler's in town.
Oh, no. Hey, you know, it's about time he got to a game. He came to one game in Toronto this year, and it was nice to see him there. Now he finally shows up for the Grey Cup. But nice he left his humble retreat in Windsor, shows up in Ottawa, but I feel sorry for Brian Mulrooney if he gets through the front door.
Well, guys, I've been trying to get in all day to get somebody to give me a reaction to my prediction. I'm predicting British Columbia 38 and Winnipeg 28. Nobody will give me a prediction. You got to have red tape. What do you think? British Columbia 30. See what I mean? No, nobody wants to react to these predictions. Let's go over here. We'll see if anybody can react. Well, we got more guys coming. I will take a look. I don't know. 38 for British Columbia, Winnipeg 28. That's my prediction. British Columbia 38, Winnipeg 28. What do you think?
Should be okay.
Should be okay. A reaction. 38-28. What do you think?
31-21 Winnipeg.
38-28 British Columbia. 38-28 British Columbia, right? Okay, Winnipeg is favored by 2, okay?
Winnipeg is favored by 10 in my estimation.
Winnipeg. You heard it from Parliament Hill.
Welcome back to the CFL Report on TSN, our Grey Cup 1988 edition. The Blue Bombers and the BC Lions have both been to the Grey Cup and come away winners in the 1980s. The Lions in '85, the Blue Bombers in 1984. But James West, you just missed that Bomber win in 1984.
Yeah, it was unfortunate. I was with the Calgary Stampeders in '84. It's an unfortunate situation because the playoff format is a little bit different than it was in '84, and we thought we had a pretty good team to be in the playoffs, but we weren't.
After 7 years in this league, does this have special meaning to you now?
Oh, yes, very good meaning because it's a chance the player gets a real good team in the BC Lions, and a lot of people go through their CFL career and don't get a chance to play in the Grey Cup. We're here. It's a good opportunity for us, and now we want to win it.
Rave reviews for the Blue Bomber defense lately. How good is it?
Well, I think it's a better unit than we were last year because we have a better knit unit than we did last year. Last year we relied on a lot of all-star players to do certain things, and it's like an all-star basketball team where you don't have enough basketballs to spread out. And it's like last year we didn't have enough defenses to run for certain individuals. This year we're relying on us as a team to get things done more so than last year, and I think we're thinking defense, and that's good.
The key question for Sunday afternoon is how do you stop the most dangerous quarterback in Canadian football, Matt Dunnigan? How do you do it?
Well, it's hard to say you stop Matt Dunnigan. You try to control him. We want to take him out of the game early and stop him from doing the things that he want to do. I believe if you get Matt Dunnigan on the roll, you can't stop him at all. And we feel like if it gets on the roll, it's going to be a long day for us.
All right, James. Have a great day Sunday. We wish you well.
Thank you very much.
Leif?
Joining us now on the CFL Report is quarterback Matt Dunnigan of the BC Lions. And Matt, It's been kind of a funny year for you guys. You came out of the gate real fast, a little tailspin in the middle of the year, and then, of course, you finished up so strong. And in fact, you had your best year statistically. What do you think the turning point in the season was for you?
Well, I don't think there was any one turning point for myself in particular. I think there was a big turning point for the football team. It was a rededication point after the Calgary loss. The Calgary loss was just a poor effort on everybody's part. And I think after that, we called a team meeting, and I'm sure you've heard about that to this point, because that was a key factor in our season. We got things together at that point, wiped the slate clean, and headed everybody in the right direction. And since then, we've been playing consistent football.
The Grey Cups have not been kind to Matt Dunnigan in the past. Although you won last year, you got knocked out and couldn't finish the game. Why will this one be different, do you think?
Well, I'm going to take the last snap and kneel down, look up at the clock, and see the BC Lions on top. You know, that's what I'm dreaming about, and that's what I'm visualizing. And it's, you know, I'm very fortunate to be in my third straight Grey Cup. But like you said, they hadn't worked out very well in the past, except for last year. We won the Grey Cup, and I got a ring to prove it. So I'm looking for another one this year.
No, Matt, I always hear quarterbacks say, I'm going to take what the defense gives us.
Mm-hmm.
But in your case, it always appears like you say, here's what the BC Lions have on offense. You guys try and stop us.
I think that's the way you have to be offensively. I think you must concentrate on being aggressive. That's what the defense is trying to do. And I think if you're shooting the bullets, I think you're in control. So I think that's what we should be doing offensively.
Matt, have a great game tomorrow. John?
Leave, unlike his teammate James West, Rod Hill is first time lucky where the Grey Cup is concerned. Is it easy to get a feeling for what this championship is all about in one season?
Of course. I've watched quite a bit of Canadian Football League on television. Being from Detroit, I kind of grew up with the game. Like I said earlier, it has to be a little luck, because I've played a lot of football in my life, and I've never played a championship game, and I had to come all the way to Canada to get a championship game under my belt.
So any kind of weather is not going to be a major problem for you Sunday?
No, not at all. I'm from Detroit, so the weather is pretty similar here. And, of course, being in Buffalo, this is conducive to our type of play.
Looking back to the final game of the season for the Blue Bombers in the regular campaign, the Lions handled the defense fairly well. How does that relate to this Sunday afternoon?
Well, for them, I'm sure it's a positive tactic to work on. For us, of course, it may be a little bit of a letdown, but then it can fire us up and give us a little revenge mode. So we're going to take it and play it in our favor.
Here on the hot corner on Sunday, you will not see a great deal of David Williams. Do you expect to see him out in your territory a little bit?
Well, I'm sure every now and then they'll bring him over there just for a change-up. But Streeter's an excellent football player. He's coming on pretty well, and he's added a little consistency to their football club.
If there is one key to winning for the Blue Bombers on Sunday afternoon, what do you think it is, Rod?
I think we have to eliminate penalties and play to the best of our ability, both mentally and physically.
That has been a bit of a problem for Winnipeg over the course of this season. Penalties have cost you at certain times, and so have turnovers.
Well, we have kind of a renegade tradition here, and of course we're not the most disciplined club, but throughout this playoffs we've came on strong, and we kind of eliminate the nuisance of the game, which have hampered us in the past.
Thanks, Rod. Good luck. Have a great day.
Thank
Sunday.
you.
Leif?
Joining us now on the CFL Report is Shenley winner from last night, David Williams. David, it's been some kind of season for you.
Well, I mean, you can't ask for a better season than what we've had this year. I am fortunate to have been put on a team with a lot of great athletes, and we had a slow start, but we came on strong, and now we're here in a Grey Cup, and hopefully we can just carry it over and win this cup.
Well, what could you do next year for an encore?
I think I have my work cut out for me next year. Nobody expected me to do anything this year, and next year everybody will be looking for me. So hopefully I have to come in really prepared, strong, and stay healthy throughout the season.
Tomorrow now, you'll be working against James Jefferson most of the day. Now, he's an outstanding cornerback, but you've had a lot of success against him this year.
In the past, we've played games against him, and Dunnigan has thrown me some great passes. He's been covering me really well, and a lot of times Matt places the ball perfect where he can't get, only I can get him. And I just try to make sure I catch the ball when I get that chance.
Now, you look at Winnipeg. They're a tremendously attacking defense, and that kind of defense lends itself to giving up the big play every once in a while. Are we going to see a big one from David Williams tomorrow?
Hopefully you see a bunch of big plays from a lot of different guys. If they try to take me out of the game, hopefully you see it from Cherry or Parker. And what makes me really happy is Streeter's come along really well, and he's playing really good right now. So if they try to take me out of the passing game, I think Streeter will take somebody for a big play.
All right, you've had a great season. Best of luck tomorrow, and thanks for being with us.
Thank you very much.
National Arts Center, where they handed out the Shenley Awards last night. Leif Pettersson knows what it's like to be on that stage, and a special feeling, win or lose.
Well, John, it really is. And I remember in 1979 when I was up for the Most Outstanding Canadian. Now, going into it, Dave Fennell was definitely favored to win it, and I knew that. But, you know, in that brief moment when they went to open the envelope, I thought, geez, maybe I've got a chance. Well, I didn't win it. Fennell won it. But, you know, it's the same for all the guys last night. All of them had great seasons in 1988.
And the Rookie of the Year award goes to the Rough Riders' Orville Lee. He beat out Saskatchewan's Jeff Fairholm. When the Rough Riders drafted Lee first overall a year ago, they felt they had something special. Lee didn't disappoint. He rushed for over 1,000 yards, only the 5th Canadian running back to do so. And when you consider the Riders' 2-16 record, that feat looks even more impressive. 1988 will definitely be a year to remember for Roger Aldag. First, his team finally makes it to the playoffs for the first time in 12 years. Then, he's named the league's top offensive lineman. Aldag has been a part of the Green Riders' offensive line for 13 years, and it's the second time he has won a Shenley. The first came a couple of years ago, back in 1986. The outstanding defensive player for 1988 is the Tiger Cats' Grover Covington. Now, Covington has always been a quarterback's nightmare. This season was no different, as he broke through for 25 sacks. He's been the heart of Hamilton's defense for years, and he wants to keep it that way.
I've been in the CFL for 8 years, and I've just been playing with just a great bunch of guys. First of all, I'd like to thank the Hamilton Tiger Cat organization for putting up with me, because I've been with Hamilton for 8 years, and I'm planning on being there another 8 years.
Saskatchewan got their second Shenley winner of the night when Ray Elgard was named the league's outstanding Canadian. The 6-year CFL veteran had a great season, making 69 catches for a total of almost 1,300 yards. It was the first time Elgard has won a Shenley, and no one was happier for him than his wife, Gina. She was really happy. And the award that everyone waits for, the Outstanding Player of the Year, was between BC Lions wide receiver David Williams and the Tiger Cats receiver punt returner Earl Winfield.
The winner of the Shenley Award for 1988 as the most outstanding player is David Williams.
Williams is a big reason the Lions will be playing for the Grey Cup on Sunday. Over the season, he caught 18 touchdown passes, tying a league record. 4 of those touchdowns came in one game against the Eskimos.
I've been really blessed to be fortunate enough to play with the guys I've played with. We've been through some ups and downs, but towards the end of the season, most of them been up. And we still have a lot of big game to do this weekend. And let's get to it.
Congratulations to the big Shenley winners last night. We have a little award we'd like to give Marty Adler this year. The only thing we can think of is, let's call him TSN's Rookie of the Year.
And let me tell you, this is John Wells' idea, not mine. Must have been a bad year for rookies, but you know what? I give Marty credit. I've been on him all year. He's had a pretty good playoff record.
The eyes of the sporting world are on Ottawa this weekend for the Grey Cup, and we thought we'd come to the center of town to see if we can find any celebrities in town for the big game. Right here, look who we found. Don Shula, a football expert, coach of the Miami Dolphins. Who's going to win the big game?
I think BC will win today.
Prove to me that...
Not today, but on Sunday.
Prove to me that you're Don Shula. Hut, 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 hut. Don Johnson from Miami Vice. Don Johnson, tell me who's going to win the Grey Cup?
BC, 12 points, easy.
No, are you really Don Johnson? Prove to me you're Don Johnson.
Okay, Barb, I'll be right there. 1 second. Hey, gotta go.
It's Dr. Ruth. Dr. Ruth, tell me who's going to win the Grey Cup?
Winnipeg.
Winnipeg. Now, are you really Dr. Ruth? Prove to me you're Dr. Ruth.
Yes, I always use a condom.
Hey, it's Vern from the movie Stand By Me. Tell me who's going to win the Grey Cup?
Winnipeg.
Prove to me you're Vern.
I just found a dead body down by the Rideau River.
Sylvester Stallone. Who's going to win the Grey Cup?
BC Lions.
Are you really Sylvester Stallone? Prove to me that you're Sylvester Stallone.
Yo. I don't want them. They made me. They diverted blood, not me. Okay?
Back to the CFL Report on TSN, our special Grey Cup edition. This is the Radisson Hotel in downtown Ottawa. It is media headquarters for this year's Grey Cup and a great place to solicit opinions as to who will be the winner on Sunday afternoon.
The reason why I'm going to pick the BC Lions is because I like what their leader is. It reminds me of a throwback of a fellow named Bernie Filoni back in the 60s. Matt Dunnigan, to me, is not only a good football player, a good athlete, but he has that integrity and he's a good leader. And the reason why I'm picking the BC Lions. Although you can't overlook Winnipeg, I think it's going to be a tough football game, but I think in the true analysis, I think Matt Dunnigan is the whole answer.
Well, I'm going to lean towards the West champions, the BC Lions. I particularly like their quarterback and their running game and their passing game. I think they can mix it up pretty good. I'm looking forward to a heck of a ball game, but when it's all said and done, I have a funny feeling that the BC Lions are going to be there. Even if it's by 1 point, they'll probably take it.
If things go the way they're supposed to go, I don't think there's any question the BC Lions should win the game, but that hasn't been the case in the last couple of weeks. Winnipeg has a tough defense. They won't be out of it, and I just don't like to really make a prediction at this time.
Well, I really don't have any feeling one way or the other, but being from the Western Conference, I'm going to have to pull for the BC Lions, even though I have many good friends of mine on the staff at Winnipeg. I just got a feeling BC will pull it out and win it and take the cup back to the West.
Well, I don't think there's any doubt the BC Lions are going to win. This is the year of the deficit in the CFL. They ran up the biggest tab, so they're going to win the Grey Cup. It figures.
And now comes the moment of truth. Let's see what TSN's Rookie of the Year, Marty Adler, has to say as he sets the line. Congratulations.
Okay, let me set the line. Okay, I've got it all down on my cards. Oh, gee, I'm sorry. That was the wrong card. I made that up before last week. So I'm sorry about that one. Here it is, and I wanted you to see it this way. Winnipeg is going to get 2 points. In other words, British Columbia Lions are favored by 2 points to win this. And the only reason I did it this way, Lee, is because you always said throughout the entire year I never knew how to do the short form for Winnipeg.
That was John.
Oh, well, these are the reports I get back. They didn't think I know.
You like the BC Lions?
I love the BC Lions.
And why? Why would you like the BC Lions?
All right, inconsistent early, but they've got a quarterback there that when the money is down, this quarterback is a bookie's dream. Because what he does is he is there. He's not there during the rest of the season. You know, when he was out, Ricky Foggy comes in, and Ricky Foggy, he takes the play, and all of a sudden, you know, Dunnigan comes back, and he's great. And this is what is going to happen. This guy has been there before, and this is the big game, and Dunnigan, the money should go on him.
Now, when you talk quarterback, you consider the fact that Sean Salisbury did not play against the BC Lions when the Bombers were bombed in BC 3 weeks ago.
I know, we're 2-2 with those, but, you know, Salisbury isn't as experienced as Dunnigan is, and that's what's going to count when you get to playoffs. It's experience, don't you think? You should know. Oh, no, you don't know. You've never been to the playoffs
You don't
before.
think the Winnipeg defense is going to do, do you?
No, I think they're all right.
All right. James West, Rod Hill, James Jefferson last week. Mediocre.
Okay.
Mediocre.
Okay.
Come on.
I'm not going to say that about any guy because I love everybody.
Two-step drop, quick passes.
I know, James.
Took apart the Toronto defense.
Playoffs is what we're talking about. We're talking Grey Cup. We're talking big game. And look, let me hit you with this other thing too. Peaking. Who's peaking the best? 5 in a row.
You got to learn
peaking,
a new
This
phrase.
is the key. And there's another factor here, the dome factor. What about the dome factor? Okay. This is another factor here, and British Columbia has been better outside lately. So don't worry about the dome. People are worried about the dome and the cold weather.
So it's not a factor. So why are you bringing it up?
It's a dome factor. There it is.
Just clarify it for me between the two of you now. Who do you like, Leaf, and who do you like, Marty?
Oh, I mean, I've disagreed with this guy all year long.
Whoa. What's your record in the playoffs?
Winnipeg.
All right. You're going with Winnipeg.
I forget.
All right. His record is 1-3 in the playoffs.
Oh, really?
I am 3-1. Nobody's perfect because nobody picked Toronto to lose. Okay, and I am going with British Columbia to steamroll.
Steamroll. Steamroll. Give me a break.
Put your money up. I got my
on
money up. I got the pinkies right here. I got the pinkies. What? Oh, he's getting it out of his pocket. He can't get it out.
I think there's a little one that can cover that.
He's got the brownies.
That's how the boys see it. We hope we clarified it for you. Grey Cup Sunday is just around the corner.
Steamroll.
The CFL Report, brought to you by Foster's Lager, the Golden Throat Java.